Good morning. It is 5:55 a.m. Oh, all my stuff is soaking wet. And I'm sleeping in a cloud. It's not horrible, but I definitely have to stop and dry it out. I know a lot of people leave their tents and go summit and come back and get them, but I use my trekking pole tent, and I wanted to carry my gear, so I am all packed up. One final view. It's still pretty dark. You could see the light starting to hit the sky. 11 more miles. The moon's still out, full and bright. Okay, I topped the climb. Now it's a 3,000 foot drop down to the border over the next 8 miles. Man, oh man. I'm up here with the tallest peaks above the clouds. What an incredible morning to end this sucker. It's still like not feeling real. I've been telling myself that it's almost over. And then I was thinking, well, tomorrow morning I'll be done hiking once I get back to the road. This has been a tough one for me. Look at that. Wow. Man, mentally this one has been so much tougher than the AT was. I loved every day of the AT, except the days I didn't. But this has just been different. I'm really glad I'm finishing this alone. For the last couple months, I've been with people, but I have felt pretty alone. And I thought a lot about just hiking alone a couple months ago, and I probably should have. But I didn't until the last few weeks. And it's been a good thing. I think it's what I needed more to finish this hike, personally. My God. Look at this. It's incredible. It's cold too. I have 3 layers on. I'm sweating a little bit. I was trying to regulate my speed, to regulate my body temperature with my speed, but anyway, it's downhill until I get there. Then I gotta do a 3,000 foot climb back up. I was saying that I think what I needed was to finish this alone, and I'm happy I did. And I want to be done. I want to be done. It's so weird. I want to be done. Like, I want to be what I want more than anything right now. Like, I would settle for have made my way to Seattle in a hotel with some laundry and ready to fly out the next day. But man, I can't wait to get home to see my dog and my family. It's been almost 6 months. And at the same time, I know I'm going to struggle once I get home. When you live like this free in the wilderness in the backcountry for months. Parts of going back home sucks. Oh. Man, I'm feeling it this morning. I may actually boo-hoo when I get to this border. I just looked at far out. I am 3.5 miles from the border. This morning, I don't know if I said this already or not, there were 3 tents, 0.5 before the peak of that climb. There were just 2 more tents right here at this last little gap. And I just passed a girl going the other way. She said she finished last night and just camped down here. She said, I asked if there were a bunch of people between here and the border, because I don't know, I'd like to get down there with, it'd be cool if there was one person there that could take some good pictures. But really I would like to have it like alone for a few minutes, I think. I don't know, it will be whatever it is. But if there's people around, especially people I don't know, I probably won't fully get to experience my emotions, but you know, whatever. Okay, I'm only 1.9 from the border. I am 0.6 from the border. I saw a couple that had already tagged the border and going out 3 miles from the border. And the girl told me they'd heard nightmares about border crowds. But she said there was only 5 people down there. And she said at least 2 of them probably are already on their way back. I have now passed 4 people. The last girl, it was one I was at Trail Magic with yesterday. And she said nobody's at the border. But she said there are 2 people ahead of me. So somebody must have left one of these other tents or somewhere camped closer. And I've almost caught them, but not quite. So that'll be nice. It would be, I never did see Tomb Raider and Nightcap. That'd be quite the coincidence if they were right in front of me and we get there about the same time. Anyway, I don't know. I want to see it. I want to get there. I want to see this thing. I've seen pictures. I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want to stand on it. Then I want to turn around and get back 30 miles back to this road. Only 0.1. 0.1 till we're there. I hear some people too, so I'm moving close. I see it. It's right here.
Good time of day to get here, I think, 'cause it's not so good.
All right, I'm gonna touch it for the first time. Okay, what's really odd is I was always expecting to walk straight at the monument, but you actually walk at it from that side. So you come in, you can't even really see it till you get right to it. You can see the big sign behind me through the trees for a bit. And then this trail here goes into Canada. But I, unfortunately, am turning around doing 30 miles back. Well, it's done. I thru hiked the Pacific Crest Trail. September 19th is my finish date. I didn't really get too emotional other than just for a couple seconds there on the video. Too many people around, I don't know, it just seems so surreal. So now I have 30 miles, the first 8 of which are 3,000 feet up to kind of reflect on things. I don't know how much reflecting I need to do, but I freaking did it. Mexico to Canada. Wow, it's crazy. It's just kind of weird because it's done, but I still have to walk 30 miles and then get to a gravel road and hitch to a town and then find a ride to Seattle. So I don't know, I still have another night on trail. So while it's done, it's not really done, I guess. I don't know, I'm just rambling. All I know is I did it. I'm a double crowner. I cannot believe it. I thru hiked the PCT. A couple years ago, who would have thought I could ever thru hike any trail? And now I'm a double crowner. I've hiked the AT, the PCT. I'm not ready anytime soon. I miss my dog. I don't think I would even think about it until, as long as I have her with me. But I'm coming for you, CDT. At some point. I think maybe that one will be like when I can be retired for real and not have to go back to work. But at some point, I'm gonna get that Triple Crown. So one thing, I'm proud of myself. I sat down there for a little bit. I took my pictures with the other people that were there. They took my pictures. And I was thinking, burning daylight. I thought, no, you're not gonna get your border beer because that blew up. I was gonna make coffee. I sat down, made me a cup of coffee. Now that everything's working out the way I think it's going to, had a little extra food. So I had a dehydrated granola and blueberry cereal. So I ate that and it was good. It was a good treat to have. And there's only a few of us. The one couple left, another couple came, and another couple came. So there was never more than 5 down there at once. In between taking photos for each other and everything, it wasn't crowded. It was nice. I ended up sitting down there for like 45 minutes. Mostly just staring at the monument. And we were all saying the same thing. Wow. I can't believe it. Still can't believe it. This victory lap is fun. Saw one guy, I don't know his name, I've run into him a few times. Always in towns, I've never seen the man hiking. Saw him going down. Had to congratulate him. And then just came around the corner and here he answers a question from this morning. There was Nightcap and Tomb Raider. And they're like, how'd you get ahead of us? I said, I'm not sure when I got ahead of you, but I've been doing bigger days. Apparently, they were only camped like 0.4 from me last night. So I walked by them, went another 0.4, and they must not have been out of their tents, or I just didn't realize it was them. So there's that mystery. I should see Diesel and Lentil and Tupac, and probably Hollywood and Cece later today. I'm thinking as well. Hollywood and Cece I can maybe see earlier today. Not really sure how big a days they've been doing. But it's fun when you're the one that's done and just like strolling back. So it's still surreal, man. It's crazy. I am 5 miles south of the border. I've passed 2 more people a little bit ago, past Nails and her hiking partner, which I can't remember that girl's name. And Nails said, "How was it?" And I told her I never had any intentions or any desire to go into Canada until I got to the border. And then it was like less than 3 hours walk to Manning Park, or turn around and 30 more miles this way. She's like, "I know, I'm feeling the same thing." So now I wish I would have gone into Canada. But I'm really glad I didn't, really, because this is fun to be able to run into people about to finish and say goodbyes and congrats and all that. So I'm happy I'm doing the victory lap. I'm gonna turn around a little bit. Actually, I'll turn the camera around in a second, show you these views. I got 2.7 more to the top of that big, the descent, so it's a climb now. And once I get up there, I'm gonna probably go ahead and stop and dry my stuff out and have a lunch break. Should be about 2 o'clock by then or just before. And yeah, I'll have a break there, and then it'll be several miles of downhill after that. So we're looking forward to that. Just was walking on the trail and I saw Cece coming at me. So I got to talk to Hollywood and Cece. We all got to congratulate each other and exchange some well wishes, and that was nice to be able to see them here at the end. We were telling stories about other people going both ways that we've run into, and talking about who's where and whatnot. So it was nice to see them. I am ready though to get to the top of this climb. I still got a bit. Take me a lunch break and dry my stuff out. I just had lunch here at this beautiful spot. It's pretty windy up here. I had all my stuff, just put my tent away. I realized I hadn't videoed anything. I have all my stuff out drying. Everything's pretty much dry. I just got to pack up and time to get to walking again. Well, it's 2:42 and I am walking away from my last lunch spot of trail. And it's starting to hit me. As much as I want to go home, I don't want to leave this home. I don't want to leave the backcountry. I mean, these mountains are so incredible. It's so beautiful. Like, unless you're doing something like this, you're never going to have lunch every day with views like this. But, you know, I think I said a long time ago on this hike, there's a season for everything. And I think now is the season to go home and cuddle with my dog. So let's see, I've done about 19 miles so far. The next, I think at least 5 miles should be downhill or relatively flat. And then from there, I got another climb, and then, but the climb is switched back really well. It shouldn't be too bad. And then, well, going down, it felt like it would be that way going up. But we'll see. And then more down for quite a while. So I don't know how far I'm gonna go, but I did not look. I'm just ballparking. I should be 22 miles from Hart's Pass. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on what I want to do. I have a feeling the Diesel, Lentil, and 2-pack will be trying to do 20 today. If they were only going to do 15, I would camp with them, but I don't want to wake up and be 20 miles from Harts Pass still. So it's going to just, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wait and see how I feel, and I'm going to do whatever feels right at the time. And because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter. Yeah, I can rush. And I can maybe be home if everything goes in my favor by early Saturday. Or I could just probably be home by Sunday. Or Monday. I mean, I don't know. It'll work out however it works out, I guess. I just need to chill and enjoy this last little bit. The thing is, I know some of you are going to be in comments saying that I'm rushing through the end and that. This is what I enjoy doing. I like pushing myself. I'm giving serious thought to going all the way to Harts Pass today, or getting within a mile of it. I know there was a campsite about there. That'd be my biggest day ever, and it would be a 40. So it would be kind of nice to go to bed late tonight knowing that I'm done hiking and I don't have to get up and walk tomorrow morning. I can get up and leisurely make coffee and stroll down to the parking lot and wait for a ride. So that's also a pretty big contender on what I'm going to do. You know, my body and my mind are pre-programmed to move north. The whole AT, the whole PCT, I'm always moving north. This is so weird to be going south. Like, it almost feels like I'm walking against the current and like my body wants to turn around and go the other way. The other thing, other than just the cardinal direction difference, on these long trails on a through hike, you never see the same trail twice. You know, it's just always, everything's new every time. So it's really weird. In some ways interesting, in some ways like, blah. I'm right now, this first 11 miles, I'm seeing twice in one day. It's like an out and back. And then once I get to where I camped last night, up here at a couple miles, I did all the rest of that yesterday afternoon. So it is neat to see how things look different, though, in different lighting, different clouds and fog. It's beautiful both ways. And it is kind of nice, I guess, to see it in two different ways. Look at this. Like, this is just, wowza. I have passed 10 people in the last 5 minutes. 8 of them were kind of strung out, and 2 and 3 here and there. But they were all people that I'd camped around the night out of, Stehekin. And then I just saw a couple down off the trail drying their stuff out. And it was the older couple from New Zealand I met yesterday. They've done parts of the trail, I don't know, several years ago, I think 2019 or something. And they were finishing up this year. And I yelled, that's the Kiwis. And the guy said, oh, it's Mr. Smelly Beer. So they were the ones I was talking to when I was trying to clean the spilled beer out of my bandana and bear rope. Oh goodness, more people. It is straight up 3:30, and I think I will be running into Diesel, Lentil, and 2-pack pretty soon. I thought this morning that I would see them between 3:30 and 5. Maybe for 3:30 and 5:30. That was just my guess based on some calculations and what I thought they would do and where I thought I'd be. So we shall see if I am correct. This mountain straight ahead is right by where I camped last night. When we get up here around the bend, I'll show you where we slept yesterday. Okay, here we are at Woody Pass. I'm zoomed out to a half power just to get this mountain because it's so big. Okay, and this is where I camped last night. So this was the cloudy views you saw last night. I camped right up there. That means I have done 21.8 so far. And had a pretty good lunch because of the drying everything out. I had, what, 45 minutes at the border. And I think I can't even see my Garmin. It's 3:47. So, that's pretty close. Usually, if I'm trying to do 30, I kind of, in my head, I gotta be 10 by 11, 20 by 3, and then 30 by 7. That's kind of how I benchmark it. And since I'm 21.8 at 3:47, should be right on track. Like I said, I don't know for sure what I'm gonna do tonight, whether it's gonna be another 5 or another 19. That remains to be seen still. I just passed a younger girl and guy, and we exchanged the normal congrats, and the girl was in back, and she's like, hey man, I can't wait till I get to do the walk of honor, which most people are calling this the victory lap. That was kind of funny hearing it called the walk of honor. I said, yeah, that's a good way to put it, the walk of honor. I said, same, just like the victory lap I'm on. And she said, would you want to turn around and go all the way back to Mexico? I said, heck no. I said, I'm going to go home as soon as I can get to an airport. And she said, me too. This has been fun, seeing all the people that are about to finish and all. Still no diesel on lentil though. So I've been needing water since before lunch, and the water sources that were marked have been dry. I had made note of this yesterday. It's just enough coming off of a leaf, but I was able to get 2 liters there. Probably don't need that much, but I know there's some other dry sources. I'm just thinking about what I'm doing. I wanted to go ahead and bring a little extra, but let's show you this view by this water source. All right, where I camped last night is that pass right over there. Doesn't look like it's very far, but because it's all a big scree field and steep rocks, the trail switchbacks and goes all the way down this mountain, goes down in this valley, and you can see some of the switchbacks and switchbacks up to here. So even though I'm level with it now, that's 2.6 trail miles away over there. The sun's shining back over there. The clouds are thickening, but they don't really look like rain clouds. There's still lots of blue poking around between. Although some are getting kind of dark. Come on, let me get off this trail without any rain. It's 5:05 and I found them. Barely.
Who did it? Who did it?
You're about to do it.
We are the next.
You are next. All right. Got to say my goodbyes to them. Now, it is cold and windy up here. And earlier today it was cold and windy and I put on layers. And then I got down below the crest and it was warm again. But the sun's setting, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm not going to put on layers yet. They all asked me as they caught up to one another where I was at, did you drink your beer? So I had to tell the story 3 times. My beer blew off my backpack. they said they had a really slow start and a long breakfast this morning. So, there we go. There's no one else that I'm expecting to see. I asked them if any of these campsites coming up the next couple miles were full, and they said no one was camping at any of them yet, because everybody's still walking, which makes sense because it's only 5 o'clock. So, like I said, I don't know what I want to do. If there was like a warm car waiting for me to take me to a warm hotel and a hot shower, I definitely do the 41.5 or whatever it is all the way back to the pass. But since there's not, I mean, even if I get all the way there, I'm gonna get up by 6, I'm sure, even if I stay up late, because it's 6:30 at the latest. And then I would just be sitting up there waiting for a ride for a little bit if they show up. So I'm not sure yet. I'm just gonna keep rolling, see how I feel, and I'll probably make a decision within the next hour. Alrighty, it is 7:05 p.m. There is a camp spot in Point 4, and I'm planning to stop there as long as there's room. That will give me 30.4 for the day, but it says there's room for 5 tents and far out, but I remember seeing this one when I came by. A couple of them are sloped pretty good, but if I can make one work, I'll stay there. And if not, there's several more spots, like 3, 4, 5, 6 miles away. There's just really nowhere along this area. Actually, a lot of the PCT, there's just not anywhere to disperse camp because you're walking on these steep side hills. But I just wanted to let you know that now, because there could be people here, or there probably are people here, and I don't want to be loud given that it's getting close to dark. So that's the scenario, and I've decided, I think, unless I just happen to wake up early and feel like going, probably not going to get up like at 4 in the morning and try to make this 8:30 shuttle or whatever. I deserve some sleep, or just to wake up naturally. And I mean, likely I'll still be walking by 6:30. Probably can only be 10 miles from the pass, so I can be there by 10:30. Hopefully be to Mazama by noon. I think that still gives enough time to try to luck into a way to Seattle tomorrow night. So as long as there's room, that's my plan. All right, there is room for just my tent here. There's not a whole lot of room at this tent site. There's a lot of people. I don't have a very flat spot, but I'll make it work. So because everybody else is already getting ready for bed, I'm gonna tell you now, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. There will be a tomorrow.